1.2 Psychological factors. Human beings vary psychologically in complex ways. Any attempt by designers to classify people into groups merely results in a statement of broad principles that may or may not be relevant to the individual. Design permeates every aspect of human experience, and data pertaining to what cannot be seen, such as touch, taste, and smell, are often expressions of opinion rather than checkable fact. The analysis of the human information processing system requires a designer to critically analyze a range of causes and effects to identify where a potential breakdown could occur and the effect it may have. What is cognitive psychology? Cognitive ergonomics concerned with. Cognitive ergonomics is concerned with mental processes, such as perception, memory, reasoning, and motor response, as they affect interactions among humans and other elements of a system. Mental processes such as perception, memory, and reasoning, motor response, as they affect interactions among humans and other elements of a system. What methods are there for collecting psychological factor data? Observation surveys and interviews, standardized testing, case studies. What is a nominal data scale? Nominal means by name. Used in classification or division of objects into discrete groups, each of which is identified with a name. The scale does not provide any measurement within or between the categories. What is an ordinal data scale? Deals with the order or position of items, words, letters, symbols, or numbers arranged in a hierarchical order. Quantitative assessment cannot be made. What is an interval data scale? Organized into even divisions or intervals. The intervals are of equal size. There is no zero. What is a ratio data scale? The difference between a ratio scale and an interval scale is that the 0 point on an interval scale is some arbitrarily agreed value, whereas on a ratio scale it is a true zero. For example, 0 degrees Celsius has been defined arbitrarily as the freezing temperature of water, whereas 0 grams is a true zero, that is, no mass. A ratio scale allows you to compare differences between numbers. What are examples of psychological factors? Smell. Important in food, perfumes, candles, deodorants, chemicals. Unpleasant odors are added to chemicals to warn people. Light. The level of illumination should increase as the tasks become more precise. For example, the illumination required for a surgeon is brighter than the illumination needed for a corridor. Lighting in workplaces. Safety. For example, effects of fluorescent lighting and rotating parts on machinery. Lighting effect on ambience and mood, e.g. lighting in restaurants, gentle, calming, stimulating. Sound can be used to provide information such as a warning signal. Sound for reassurance that the product is working, e.g. watches. Feedback, whistling kettles, reversing trucks. Sound can be positive in the environment, such as playing music in an exhibition. Noise can also be negative in a workspace. That's why open-plan offices use screens to reduce noise. Taste. Important in food, it must have a good taste to sell well. Responses to taste are also a factor of culture and experience. Texture. Shapes and textures improve products and make them easier to use. For example, bottle tops, handles, fabrics, and non-slip floors, smooth worktops in the kitchen. Temperature. Clothing is an important part of a comfortable work environment, but the environment must be controlled regardless of the outside climate. How the user responds to different environmental factors, for example, how warm or cold work environments can affect the performance of an individual. A range of comfort zones will exist based on body mass, manner of dress, or even physiological changes that can be developed from exposure to a particular temperature or environment over time. Value may be perceived as a function of cost, features, prestige, rarity, etc., or a combination of these factors. What is the human information processing systems? Human information processing systems, considering inputs, processes, and outputs. A simple representation of a human information processing system is below. What are examples of environmental factors? Environmental factors such as noise, lighting, temperature, humidity, vibration may affect hearing, vision, general comfort, and health. What are examples of a breakdown with the human information processing systems? Some examples of how the flow process may break down are dependent on the following: age, skills level, disability, infirmity, or frailty. Young children may not have the size, strength, fine motor control, or skill to perform the tasks. Older people may not have the strength. People with disabilities such as arthritis or Parkinson's disease may also not have the fine motor control required. a physical condition which can include ALS, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, MS, multiple sclerosis, arthritis, partial paralysis, Parkinson's disease, repetitive strain injury, blindness, hearing, reduced sense of feeling. How can you maximize workplace performance? An important role in maximizing workplace performance and reducing the possibilities of accidents. Management policies, safety education, decision centralization, physical environment, noise, temperature, pollutants, trip hazards, signage, equipment design, controls, visibility, hazards, warnings, safety guards, the work job itself, boredom and repetitiveness, mental and physical workload, musculoskeletal impacts such as force, pressure, and repetition, social and psychological environment, social group norms, morale, the worker, personal ability, alertness, age, fatigue. What is alertness? Alertness is the key term and means being aware of what is happening in the vicinity, in order to understand how information, events, and one's own actions will impact goals and objectives, both immediately and in the near future. What is a human error? Human error comes in several forms, but two fundamental categories are slips and mistakes. Slips result from automatic behavior, when subconscious actions that are intended to satisfy our goals get waylaid en route. Mistakes result from conscious deliberations. What are possible ways of optimizing environmental factors to maximize workplace performance? Lighting. Best lighting is natural lighting or low-frequency brightness depending on the task. In medical surgery, it would be opposite bright and sharp to optimize the task. Thermal comfort. Male and female have different body temperature. Having the right temperature, air humidity, and flow of air circulation to get best work performance. Working space, working envelope, safe. Noise, protection of excessive noise. Vibration. Machines, etc. create vibration and sound and can be annoying. What are some perception effects in products? This principle maintains that the human mind considers objects in their entirety before the perception of their individual parts, suggesting the whole is seen rather than the sum of its parts.